They say defense wins games, and if there's one thing Tom Herman is doing to make sure that happens at Texas, it's stacking up on Nacogdoches' talent. The Longhorns have 2 NAC products now in their defensive lineup, including Brandon Jones, who's now entering his 2nd season with the Burnt Orange. He'll be reunited with his old teammate, Josh Thompson, where they'll be a dynamic defensive back duo once again. The incoming freshman has been doing summer workouts at Texas and quickly has caught the eyes of Herman and his coaching staff. Herman was even bold enough to say that they'll have no choice but to find a spot for Thompson on the field.
We're going to have to find a way. He's had a really good summer. Him and Taquan Graham are probably the 2 that have had the best summer in that freshman group. That I would say there's no doubt in my mind those 2 guys will play this year. The rest we got to obviously see through training camp. But yeah, Josh is going to be a freshman that we're going to expect to play.
Texas Tech is also taking note on picking up on the Nacogdoches defensive trend and snagged former Dragon Jalen Lane this spring. Lane, who was originally committed to Oklahoma State, instead went 2 years the JUCO route. But he's excelled as a defensive back, which is exactly what the Red Raiders need. They need all the help they can get after finishing dead last in total defense at the FBS level last year. Texas Tech allowed 68 touchdowns, over 554 yards per game, and feel Lane has made the progress needed to help bring those numbers down.
We saw in the spring, talented young man, physical, tough, very competitive. Just has to get comfortable in our scheme, but I like the steps he made this spring.
He's seen a lot of improvement this spring and starting to show up as one of our best DBs. And he's just one of those guys that has a lot of natural talent and ability and fast and long. And it's one thing that I think will help having a lot more length at the defensive back position this year.
The Houston Astros are going to have to do without Carlos Correa for the next 6 to 8 weeks after he tore a ligament in his left thumb last night. The injury will require surgery. The All-Star shortstop told reporters today that his thumb had been bothering him, but it was on this swing against the Mariners last night that made the ligament snap. The Astros are sitting comfortably at the top of the AL West, so the goal for Correa and his recovery is just to get back in time for playoffs. But without Correa, the show must go on for round 2 against the Mariners tonight, and they seem to be doing all right. Right away, Yuli Gurriel. He pops this up for a sac fly, and with the bases loaded, George Springer strolls in for a 1-0 lead in the first. Looking to make some noise in the second is Evan Gattis, who launches this out of reach at left, and the solo shot gives Houston the 2-0 edge. But he's not even close to being over. After jumping on a 4-1 lead, Gattis strikes again, this time for a 2-run homer. And the Astros, they go on to win this one fairly easy, 6-2. But before we go, we got to give a quick shout out to the U12 Lufkin All-Stars who beat Pearland 10-3 in the state championship tonight. They'll now head to regionals in Waco with hopes of making it to the Little League World Series. We'll be right back.